Well, we knew baseball had to return sometime. Best Play Pro Yakyuu II, and no, I don't know what happened to the Pro when they translated the title to English, continues ASCII's series of baseball simulators. You might remember the first two games as they came out 88 days apart. The Best Play Pro Yakyuu series isn't like most baseball games we see on the Famicom. Almost every other game out there is trying to copy Namco's Family Stadium series, or is part of Namco's Family Stadium series. And while those games have stats for the players, the real determining factor for whether you win or lose is how well the player can time their swings, control their pitching, and handle the fielding. The Best Play Pro Yakyuu series, on the other hand, just gives you a mountain of stats, and the result of every pitch and swing is derived from those. The first two games, Best Play Pro Yakyuu and Best Play Pro Yakyuu Special, had a pretty bad presentation for the data. That is the biggest change for Best Play Pro Yakyuu II. You can easily understand the strengths and weaknesses of every single player. Well, assuming you can read Japanese baseball terminology. There's even a pretty good breakdown of league and team stats. The league only consists of 6 teams, and you can set if they're manually controlled, if the computer will play them out, or if you just skip watching that game altogether. From the main menu, you've got team and player set up, then the league schedule and league stats, and finally a league game or just a standalone game. As the coach, you pick out who your pitcher's going to be, and then you start watching. Of course, you're not just sitting there. Pressing a direction on the D-pad will give orders to the batter or pitcher. You can order them to bunt, to do an end run, a squeeze play, or give an order for a runner to steal. When you're pitching, you can tell the pitcher to keep an eye on any men on base so they can't steal, to do some vigilance to try to prevent a batter from getting a solid hit, but also risking balls, to intentionally walk the batter, or to really go for it with their pitching, throwing faster but wearing themselves out quicker. Hitting the A button brings up a timeout menu where you can switch out players and also adjust your strategy. When you're on offense, it determines how aggressively players try to steal bases, while on defense, you can pull your outfielders in or push them back depending on who they're facing at the plate. Progress is saved to a battery backup in the game, so you can play out a whole season and not have to sit there for 12 hours. And that's it. It's a baseball game, so this one was always going to be pretty short. As I'm playing through the roughly 50 Famicom baseball games, I've got more respect for the Best Play Pro Yakyuu series than I do for all of the people who are just chasing that baseball dollar. They've carved themselves out a distinctive little niche. I don't like them, but I completely understand how the series built quite a fan following in Japan despite the no-frills presentation. I don't think it's the most challenging baseball game ever made, despite what it says on the box. But I appreciate the fact that there was a series for the more cerebral baseball fans in Japan. Not that I see anybody really wanting to go back to this 30 years on.